Hello, hello. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. And you don't get a face video today because I'm not feeling good. Oh, I'm so worried every time I travel now that I'm going to come home sick. And we returned home from Houston on Tuesday. And I started feeling a little something like Thursday. And I was sort of just like in denial. And I just got this congestion and it's just kind of yucky. But I got Mom with me. Mom, how are you doing? Are you guys feeling good at your house?
We are. I think we were just exhausted from everything we did because we jammed so much into this trip. And we were just more tired and fatigued than anything. But I think we're bouncing back. So we're good.
Good. Well, we had so much fun at OnStage in Houston. In fact, we got to see the new catalog and we got to make this awesome color chart and play with the new colors in the after hours class. And I have to say that going to OnStage, one of my favorite things is seeing the new product first and like getting that first glimpse. But there are just so many amazing things about OnStage. Mom, what was your favorite part of the OnStage conference?
Oh boy, I should have known you were going to ask me this. There are so many things. Like you, I was anxious to see the new in colors and the catalog, which is, I love it. I absolutely love it. And, just seeing some of the demonstrations. And, after 21 plus years, it's like, I don't know if I can learn anything new, but I did.
Yes.
And I love seeing some new techniques and a new way of doing things. And I don't know. And seeing everybody, that we haven't been able to see.
It was the first time that we had a national event for all demonstrators in over 5 years. So it was so good to see some of our demonstrator friends from across the country. And so many of you who watch, thank you for saying hello. Well, we're going to play with some new product today, and we're going to mix it with some current product. And I'm really excited about the in colors because the designer paper that we are featuring today features some of these new in colors. But I have to say, last week's video we pre-recorded, and you totally called it, Mom. We talked about what colors we wanted to see, and you said you wanted to see an almond, and boom, we've got basic beige. I could not believe when I opened up the pre-order for the catalog. Before we got the actual catalog, I got the pre-order screen and I was ordering everything and I could not believe my eyes when I saw basic beige. Now, this is not an in color, but it is a new color in our color collection. It's going to join not the neutrals, the basics color collection. With the basic black and not whisper white, basic white and very vanilla. So we're super excited about basic beige, but today we're going to check out these new in colors. Here they are, the 2024 to 2026 in colors: Peach Pie, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Shy Shamrock, and Summer Splash. So you'll have to leave a comment and let us know which one is your favorite of these new in colors. I'm going to get out this designer paper. One of the things I love about OnStage is new product, and so they give out door prizes to everyone. Everyone who attends gets a door prize, and the door prize that I got was this new Lily Pad Lane designer paper. Isn't that what it's called? Lily Pad?
Lily Pond Lane.
Thank you for the correction. Lily Pond Lane. This is a 6x6 designer paper. And do you spot those new in colors? Pretty in Pink and Peach Pie are featured in this designer paper, as well as Balmy Blue, Pretty Peacock, Gurney Apple Green. I think that's some gray granite in there. And since this is a 6x6 designer paper, it comes with 4 sheets each of 12 different designs. And so we just get tons and tons of options here. And look at those cute ducks. Oh my gosh.
I love it.
This suite has a coordinating bundle, a stamp set with duck images, and there's a little frog in there too. It's so cute. Now, we weren't able to pre-order well, we weren't able to pre-order the designer paper, nor were we able to pre-order the stamp set and bundles. So right now we just have the paper to play with, and so we're just gonna fussy cut some images. And oh, look at the mama duck. I just love that one.
Yeah.
This one too.
Thank you for sharing with me, Julie.
What's that?
Thank you for sharing your Lily Pond Lane paper.
I
Julie
am
and I
happy
do.
to.
We split DSP, so we each have a different one. So
I love that. Well, thank you for sharing your paper with me. This what is this one called? Love. Oh gosh.
Oh,
hold on.
Okay, hang on.
I know. I love that the sweets are all together. It's called Full of Life. This one with the bright paper. So we'll have to feature this in another video. But because we don't have the coordinating stamp set, we are going to showcase the Lily Pond Lane with some new product from the what is this? The January through April 2024 mini catalog. We're going to use that Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder and die set along with the new Brayer. And so I'm excited that these products are going to carry over to the new catalog. So if you don't have this yet, there's still time to get it, of course, because the mini catalog goes until the end of April, but also it's going to be in the new annual catalog, and so you'll be able to continue getting it after we go through this little transition. So this is on page 18 of the mini catalog, and they really do work so nicely together. So the way this hybrid embossing folder works is much like other hybrid embossing folders. We have a die that fits inside the embossing folder, and so you can emboss and die cut at the same time. And so the result is these fun little greetings. There are 10. We counted in Mom's video. There are 10 greetings, and I love the variety of them. So the greetings that are included are thank you, oh happy day, thinking of you, hello, love you, with sympathy, you make me happy, celebrate, just because, and get well. So I think it fits a lot of different occasions and needs. And I think you can make a bunch of cards with this. There are also some little tiny dies, which I haven't used, and I'm surprised I haven't lost. There's little rainbows and hearts and stars and flowers and some leaves. So you can create some fun things. I was looking to see if they had, I guess here, we got a sample of the little tiny things. I don't know, those might be too tiny for me. Not only cutting those, but also then like placing them in the card. But they're so super cute, and the rainbows, of course, make me think of Amy. So I'm gonna have to make a little detailed card. Okay, so the idea with the embossing folder is that you can highlight the words using the Brayer. And so Mom's gonna show this in her video, but essentially you can use the Brayer to ink up the embossing folder, and then when you cut it, you get the outline of the word. And so I've done that ahead of time. This is what I'm using on my card, but you'll want to make sure you watch part 2 video today so you can see Mom's tips for doing that. And I do think it makes such a big difference to be able to read them easier. Like, you can still read it, but you know, it's kind of hard. I think the very best way is to use the Brayer for this. I did try on my white ones to just use a marker and color them, and I was using a Stampin' Blend, and I just found it to be kind of messy. I don't know why. I had better luck when I colored in the one that had the outline. Maybe it just kept the ink like contained and didn't bleed, or maybe I just was more careful. I'm not sure, but I highly recommend using the Brayer. I also tried it on just like a solid color cardstock, and again, you can read it, but it's harder. So actually, I think this one I did color on with marker, and I did also color with marker on that one as well. So there's some different options for customizing your greetings, but I wanted to focus today on a different technique with the Brayer and show you something that, gosh, we used to do this all the time back in the day. You know, Mom and I have been demonstrators. We have our own separate demonstratorships. We've been doing this for over 20 years. And so there's so many techniques that we've had over the years that it's fun to try again as we have new products that come back out. So we've had other brayers before, and one of the brayer techniques that I remember loving was using rubber bands on your brayer. And I was kind of playing around and trying to figure out how I was going to make this work, because this brayer is a little bit differently, but it actually can also be removed if you kind of pull up on that and pull it out. And so once I figured out how to remove it, then I thought we can definitely do this rubber band technique. Do you remember doing this technique, Mom?
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about it. Well, you know, I saw what you were doing, and I was like, it was like a jaw-dropping, oh my gosh, the rubber piece comes out of the handle.
Yes!
No.
Well, like I said, I didn't think it did, and so I was disappointed that we weren't going to be able to do this technique. And as I was sitting working, you know, at my desk, I was just kind of pulling on it and playing, and look at that, it does come out. And I don't think I broke it. I think it is supposed to come out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so I'm just putting the rubber bands kind of all over. They're going to overlap. They're going to be, you know, a little wonky. You kind of want them to have some movement there. So you can add as many as you want for as much texture as you want. And so now I'm going to take my cardstock, and I've got a piece of Balmy blue cardstock that's 3.5 by 5.5 inches. And I'm going to use Balmy blue ink for this. I did try this with the darker Pretty Peacock, and so we can compare, and you guys can let me know which you prefer. So I'm going to turn those little, by the way, these are these things that stand out are meant to be a stand for the brayer, so that it can rest on your work surface without having the inked part on your desk. So I love that. But we're going to turn that up when we are brayering so that we don't poke into our ink pad accidentally. And so I'm just going to rub this on the brayer and kind of move it around so I can get all of the rubber bands inked up. And once I see that they're pretty inky, I'm just going to take it over here to our cardstock on top of some grid paper and just kind of run it back and forth and pick it up and repeat until we get some waves and some texture to our cardstock created with the rubber bands and the ink. Doesn't that look cool?
Oh, I like the lighter ink better.
Yes. So let me show you the darker ink. I was showing Mom yesterday as I was working on this, and I'm trying to find my sample. Here's the darker ink. I did Pretty Peacock. I also think I did it a few more times on there, but I think I do prefer the more subtle background. So we're gonna take the 2 3/8 inch circle punch, and I'm going to take it in from the side, kind of center it from top to bottom, and punch a circle. Now I love doing these layout challenges on our team Facebook page. We do a creative card layout. I try to post them twice a month, and so I just shared a layout, and that is the card I'm going to make today, is using that layout. I was inspired by a card I'd made using the Winter Meadow Suite, and I think I even cased it from the catalog. And so I just thought it was such a versatile layout. So we've got 3.5 by 5.5. We're punching a circle, although you could layer a circle on top there for this layout. And we're going to put this on a Pretty Peacock card base. So this is just a regular 5.5 by 8.5 card base. And so we're going to layer this right in the middle so that there's extra room at the top and extra room at the bottom. This we will save for another card, and I will show you what I did with mine. Here's what it would look like. I do love the way the Pretty Peacock goes with the Pretty Peacock card base, but I think when we start adding some ducks on top, they're definitely much easier to see with the lighter version. Okay, for our sentiment, I'm using the hello that was die cut with the thoughtful moments, right? the thoughtful moments bundle. And I wanted to customize this a little bit, so I'm going to bring in my Balmy Blue Stampin' Blend markers and color in. So I've got both of them here. I'm going to start with the lighter one. and kind of color in, I think really lightly, because if you have a heavier hand, that's when it really starts to bleed. So really light touch here, coloring in.
You're braver than I am.
Oh, well, I chose the hello because it has a bigger, bigger lines to color, but I don't know. I also think that maybe the smaller words are a little bit easier because they have a smaller footprint, so you can really just fill those in really quickly. Okay, almost done. We were talking this morning about how we are going to enjoy a nice Sunday afternoon nap after our videos premiere. Oh, that sounds so good. I was
in my book and I'm ready.
Oh yeah. Before we had kids, we always, Sunday afternoons were all about napping. I used to enjoy a good Sunday afternoon nap, and Jim would watch football and I would just nap, and it was such a lovely life. That was 20 years ago. Once we had kids, there was no more Sunday napping. All right, I'm gonna take the dark one, and I just kind of want to shade in the bottom a little bit to kind of create like a little bit of an ombre effect. So I'm just going to color the bottom of each of these letters with the darker of the Balmy blue.
Love this.
Thank you. And if you feel like it's not blending well, you can get your light back out and you can, you know, kind of shade a little bit more. But I think you can see the difference.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is going to go across our circle, and I just love it like that. But this is the Lily Pond Lane designer paper with all the cute little ducks, and so of course I've got to add some duck images. So I fussy cut some images here, and we're going to add all of those with some Stampin' Dimensionals on our card. So let's get this card put together. We're almost done here. I know we were talking too about how it's going to be a little quick video this week, a little shorter than normal.
But that's okay.
It is okay. I was going to say that gives you an opportunity to check out the last chance list. Stampin' Up posted that on Monday last week. All the things that are going to be retiring from the mini catalog and from the annual catalog. And there are some discounted things on the list, but those discounts don't start until April 9th. So we have a little bit for that. I would encourage you to make sure that you get your favorites and not wait, because I've seen in the past where they have something marked for a discount and then it sells out before the discount starts. So
especially the in-color items.
Yes. Usually those, well, I was going to say, usually they're not discounted, but I think like all the Stampin' Blends for the in colors are like going to be 40% off. So there are some discounts, but like I said, don't trust that it's still going to be around. If there's something you really, really want, don't wait for the discount. I was really sad about the cello bags that are being discontinued because I use them a lot for the kits that I send out. And so I went ahead, even I think they're going to be on sale. I still went ahead and just bought a whole bunch because I don't want to take a chance. Typically, the bigger the discount, the more inventory they have. So that kind of gives you an idea. Things that are not discounted typically have less inventory. So if you see something that isn't going to be marked down, don't wait. Order it now because that means there's not a lot left.
Yes. Let me look here. So I'm looking at the list right now. Where's the in color stuff? I will find it. Yeah, well, The ink pads are not discounted. The blends are 40%. And the cardstock is not discounted.
Those
So as you
yeah.
mentioned, it's probably because there's not a whole lot left.
Yeah, it's usually the re-inkers and the cardstock, I think, that go the quickest with those ink colors.
Yeah.
But the Stampin' Right markers, the regular markers, are also marked down and on sale. So a great opportunity with those sale prices to get some awesome deals on some of your favorite things before they go away.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my card. Hello with our ducks. I kind of feel like it needs some bling though, right?
Oh yeah, always.
Well, we got these new in color gems, and I wonder how well those blue ones would go. It's not quite the same blue shade, but you know what? I think once it's on there, does it blend in enough? I'm looking right here.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay, let's do some of those then. I was going to say, it'll look like bubbles in the water, but I don't know if ducks need bubbles. Like, are bubbles in the duck water, are those duck tubes? No. I don't know. What do you think about the bling? Does it look okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me show you. I did use the circle to make another card. And so here's another one that I did with some other patterns from the paper. And I just kind of highlighted that duck. And of course I used the Thoughtful Moments embossing folder with the Just Because. And this one I left plain. I didn't color that one. But here's another card that I made where I did color it. And this is sort of one of my favorite layouts. I use this one a lot with a 3x3 designer paper and 1.5 by 5.5 strip here. And I use the peach pie to color that one in. I couldn't stop. I kept going.
I know the feeling.
I know. This is a new embossing folder in the mini catalog. And gosh, I gotta look up the name of it. Do you remember this one, Mom?
Let's see here.
I think it was like with the stippled roses, but it's right here, the layered florals embossing folder. But it matches this designer paper so well. And so I used it on the background of this card and just played with my circle punches and punch. This is 2 3/8 inch. And then this one is 2 inches. And this is 1 3/4.
And I'm thinking that's a carryover as well. It might be in the online exclusives, but I'm not seeing that embossing folder on the list.
Oh, good, good, good. Because I haven't used it a whole lot yet. Here's one more sample.
And I thought that would be a good embossing folder to use the brayer on.
Yes, 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 it would. I've also seen someone did a technique where they embossed it with colored cardstock and then took a white ink pad and kind of, just sort of highlighted the embossed images. Really gorgeous. Okay, I've got one last Lily Pond Lane. I used the With Sympathy, and I was just trying to keep it really like simple and understated, you know, and I think this works. This is all pieces of the designer paper, and then I did color that in with the Balmy Blue Stampin' Right markers. So many ways that you can use the Thoughtful Moments and the Lily Pad Lane designer paper. Now, this is going to be available for everyone when the catalog launches May 1st. Demonstrators will not have an early opportunity to order that one. It was just kind of a perk of going to OnStage and getting that one as a door prize. Before we switch things over, I do have 2 more samples from other demonstrators. I just love swapping. And that's another fun thing about going to OnStage is swapping. These are not from OnStage, but these are swaps that I got when the mini catalog launched. So this one is from Meg Lovin, and she used that Nature's Sweetness designer paper. And it's hard to tell, but she did ink the embossing folder because the words are outlined just a little bit. I think that helps to make them pop. And then this other one is by Kay Cogbill, and she did as well use the Brayer to outline those words. And I'm so excited that this perennial lavender designer paper is going to carry over and continue to be available when the new catalog launches. Did you see that, Mom?
I did. There's a few that are carrying over, and I was so excited.
Yes, the Countryside Inn designer paper, the one with all the blues, and then there was another one, the from the annual catalog, wasn't there?
I can picture it. I want to say it's a 6x6.
Yes, with the balloons,
With theme.
the bright and beautiful paper.
Right, you're right. Bright and beautiful. Yep.
Oh, I love new designer paper. It just makes me so happy. And I feel like, you know, whatever you mix and match it with, it's such a great way to freshen up your stamp collection.
Yep, I agree.
Well, I know that you've made some pretty incredible cards with the Lily Pond Lane designer paper and showing us some tricks with this Thoughtful Moments embossing folder. So it is time to head over to Mom's channel for part 2 of Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. So make sure to click the link right in the middle of the video to check it out and watch the premiere live with us at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to both our channels so you don't miss out on future card making videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Bye. See you in a minute.